Now, Genesis chapter 1, it revealed the first man, which came from Adam, who was a black man, Noah, and Abraham came along with the parasite, the predator, the blood suckers of earth. The true vine of the earth began with Adam, and it came to Noah, and it came to Abraham. This is where the New Testament began, with Noah, where the parasite is also human, but he was not in the book of life. He never had the blessings of God from the foundation of the earth. God told me to, got me up early and told me to speak to you and tell you these things, and I have to tell you what God showed me in a vision last night. Because the parasite is in thinking that he can make it on his own by technology. He is killing the blood providers that he have placed under the umbrella of his law called democracy, and he is destroying him, taking charge of the entire earth. And he is a predator, he's a parasite, and he's a bloodsucker. Now, let me show you this. I'm going to show you this. You read Genesis chapter 1, and it tells you that God gave that first man who he created dominion. He says, subdue all the earth. He said it 3 times in the last part of chapter 1 in Genesis, verse 1. Genesis chapter 2, he commanded that man, Adam and Eve, do not take of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In other words, do not create universities to change and attempt to change the status quo, because everything that I have placed upon this man, it have been finished and it have been complete, and it have my highest of the blessing. This is what God was telling Adam and Eve. It doesn't need a makeup. If you go and you take and eat of the free tree of knowledge, which is the universities, it's going to teach you both sides of the world. It's going to teach you to understand the knowledge of good and evil. He's going to not only is going to teach you good, it's going to teach you to know good from bad and bad from good. And that's when you learn of these things, that's when God will have to come back. Where there was no judgment, a judgeship in the earth at that time, he would have to bring forth judgment and a judgeship that we may be judged, and then we would be treated according to our judgment, because we would know good from bad. But had we, Adam went on and did as God had said him, not try to pursue the earth to see how it's made from the bottom to the top and the depth, but go on and keep that which grows out of earth as God had commanded us to do. Man would live from season to season, give up the life, and return as a reincarnated man and live forever. Done the will of God, God is the regulator of it all. But once we learn good and evil, then we had to pay the price of the knowledge that we had obtained by going into the earth, decoding that which is in, learning all about it, and that's when sin would cause. It would cause us to become predators, and we would begin to slay each other, because we would find something in the earth that was supposed to be of God and not a man, and we would try to elevate ourselves to God and as God, and bless ourselves and curse ourselves at the same time. Well, what did Adam and Eve do? She wasn't taking off fruit of of this tree, which symbolizes the universes when decoded. Pursued not. The serpent was more agile than any beast of the earth. So he couldn't communicate with Adam because Adam obeyed God. But once he communicated with his wife, and the weaker of the two links deceived the stronger of the two links, and in that link which was weak, it became as a broken chain where that man and that woman couldn't communicate with each other anymore. Confusion in the home. And this create a genetic trait that was not there when Adam was walking by himself in the garden. It created a link of confusion. And as Cain and Abel was born unto Adam and Eve, the genetic trait was there. The damage was did. The venomous poison of the serpent was inflicted upon Adam and Eve because he was more agile than any animal and a beast upon earth, and he had deceived them. What he can do? He slew Abel. If you go to Genesis chapter 4, about 14 verse, when God came in looking for Cain, Abel, the blood was crying after God because of an injustice that Cain had did towards him for no fault of his own. Only thing Abel did was receive the blessing that God gave him when he reverenced him for his heart. Well, this becomes the same trademark in the world today. The United States of America and the dominant forces of Great Britain and all this here, they have the mindset of Cain because they're a descendant of Cain. They also have been a victim of the interbreeding of the angels bearing children unto the daughters of Cain. Cain was the first fruits of the earth descending out of Adam and Eve. He bare fruits that was unholy, ungodly, and unrighteous. They began to build universes of technology, taking on the traits of the mother who took off the fruits of the tree of knowledge and good and evil and gave it to be a fruit of evil to her husband, and he did eat, not by force, but willingly. He ate of the fruit. That's where the sin began. Now, Cain was a selfish person. He wanted to do the deeds of evil, slaves to his brother Abel, but he didn't want to get punished for it. So that's the reason God had to create a new revelation in the Bible prophecy, where man will give an account of what he did and not that which his father had did. Our cause. But Cain told Jesus, my punishment is greater than I can bear. He wants to still be in the midst of his brothers done evil and think God needs to look away. But God in the beginning created this earth on his own standards, on his own plan, and no man would be able to bring him to justice. So God had to create a judgmentship in the new revelation and the standard codes in Bible prophecy. He had to read, write the scriptures and call the new revelation a new covenant with man. But first he had to tear down the earth as it was.